Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for a review and overview of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the latest installment in the world-shattering Call of Duty franchise. So, a lot has changed. Advanced Warfare by name, and advanced in terms of gameplay it actually is. Now, if you know me before the kind of reviews we've been doing for Gfinity, you know I'm pretty much a COD buff. I know a lot about this game, do a lot of casting for it. Definitely one of my favourite games. So I feel like I'm in a good place to give this game a thorough looking at. So, one of the first things we kind of have to start here, and you are going to be watching a little bit of gameplay by me. It's an okay gameplay. I did it 6 or 17 times to try to get it working. But, so, first thing we'll talk about. The main thing of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's the exo abilities. Now, what are exo abilities? Well, basically it's an exoskeleton that goes onto the soldier, makes him faster, stronger, hit harder, makes him maybe do the first, and there are some kind of like abilities that come with it. So yeah, it actually changes the mechanic up quite a lot, to be honest. There's a lot of boost jumping around now, which you'll see several times in this. You can actually double tap A and boost. You can also boost forward and sideways and backwards. So there's a lot of kind of intricate ways. It's really sped up the gameplay in a massive way. It's so quick now. So keep an eye on that and keep, looking, because it is very, very quick, this game. Not only that, but you get these exo abilities at the same time. You can also slam while you're in the air. If you press the sprint button, you slam back down. So you've got a lot of control. But the abilities, you can do things like put up a little bit of a shield. Or things like a riot shield, you can put a little riot shield on your arm for a little while. Now, you can actually get a heavy shield in the game as well. So you can have 2 riot shields in essence, which is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so you can do that. You can have a trophy system attached to you in terms of your exo abilities. A speed up so you run faster. They are limited time though. You have a battery and it only works, like the battery only lasts 1 life. So you run the battery down, it's not coming back until you die again. So, that's an interesting kind of mechanic, and there's a lot of ways you can get around it. Stim gives you a bit extra life and helps your health regen, but it doesn't last very long. None of these abilities last very long at all. 2-3 seconds, I think up to 5 seconds, depending on what you got. You can actually get a perk that actually increases the battery size for a bit, so you can do that as well. Another new thing here, I actually got weirded out by this when I first started playing. Most people were aware how grenade mechanics work. They've changed the mechanics a little bit in this one. You no longer have that, overarching throw like you're your high school quarterback and can kind of lob it like a mortar across map. It's actually now a launcher attached to your arm. So it's a very different arc. You'll kind of get used to that. I actually quite like it. It's become a very quick throw as well. You just kind of just pop it off. You'll see me do it a few times in this, and in fairness, working out the new trajectory is something a lot of players I've been speaking to have been struggling with. But it's just new. They've just changed basically the way grenades work, which no one really expected them to do. There are kind of all kinds of grenades as well you can put in there. The next thing I want to talk about is they have kind of stepped up esports in a big way. There isn't actual esports modes for 5 of the maps, 5 of the game modes, sorry. So the 5 game modes, they've enabled esports rules on, which actually enables broadcaster, which I'll go into depth into a minute. They've enabled it on momentum, capture the flag, hardpoint, search and destroy, and the new mode uplink. So you kind of that's pretty cool. So you can just flick them on, and they're the esports rules that are written into the game, which obviously they can update. Which moves me on to broadcaster mode. Now, broadcaster mode has been a staple of Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. They've kind of changed it back here. It's no longer picture-in-picture, which is cool. Ghost didn't have that either, which we kind of like. Picture-in-picture was a great idea, but people watching on Twitch streams, it went a bit small sometimes. They've changed up the broadcaster mode. They've added a few things cool. Oracle Vision is back, this time called Quad Vision, I think it's called. Changed up the way it works a little bit, which is a caster threw me through a loop. You can now, however, look through things like perks, guns, attachments, all that stuff at the bottom. I will be doing a little bit of a review of the broadcaster mode coming up on the Gfinity YouTube. So keep an eye out for that as I take you through it. It's a little bit more complicated this time, but that is actually a good thing. I like it to be a little bit complex. So it means I can access more. And now, okay, let's get down to this, right? Advanced Warfare. Just how advanced? Lasers. That's right, you heard me. Lasers. There are lasers in this game. There are the 2 weapons that I've seen that kind of shoot lasers. One is the EM1. It's a heavy weapon. It's pretty good. See the lasers come across the map, and you actually pick up other ones which shoot all different kinds of lasers. Red, blue, green. Fantastic. The other one's kind of like railguns. There are a couple of railgun weapons. They're sort of lasery, sort of railgunny. There is actually a railgun pistol, which is one shot if you hit them in the chest or head. And there is also what I can only describe as a sonic shotgun. Basically like a really, really mean Doctor Who. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They've got some advanced weapons. They've got some old favourites as well in there. They've got things that were in Ghosts. Pretty much just like a next generation of weapons, but nothing too crazy. I mean, you're not, got a Gatling rocket launcher or anything stupid like that, which I think we can all appreciate. You can actually get a grenade launcher, which is a lot of fun. I'm telling you that now. That's a lot of fun. One other thing, speaking of weapons, that is pretty awesome, is supply drops. Now, supply drops are new. And the best thing about supply drops is they drop things at the end of the games if you get one. How do I explain supply drops? You basically get a crate, you open the crate with A, if you're on Xbox One, which I am. And in it could be anything, from professional, elite, to, just normal gear. And then basically if it's a gun, it could have some different stats, could have an attachment already on it. And a lot of people use it. I've already got a few of the guns I kind of like. I like one with a bit more accuracy. The thing is, they're not like overpowered either, because usually if you get something that's better, it takes something away. Like if you've got a gun that's more accurate and shoots faster, then they might take some bullets away, or maybe you've lost some handling or a little bit of damage. So they're all kind of cool. Plus they come with their own kind of style and camos on the guns. Like if you get well, I'll keep calling aftermarket gun from the supply drop, you will have a little bit different. It will look a little bit different. So that's pretty awesome. But you can still get the same camos you unlock through progression of your gun as well. So I actually think I've got a woodland camo on one of mine. But yeah, that's really new. You can also get the gear for your your operator, as they are called. The customization is huge. All kinds of helmets and stuff. There's even like limited time gear. So the thing most people are getting now is bloodthirst. It's like 5 kills on the trot. If you get that, you get a helmet, and it only lasts 30 minutes of game time. It's like 3 games. And then it expires, and then you have to try and get another one to obviously put it back on. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, I've got one called Headhunter, which is probably one of the coolest helmets I've seen so far. That lasts about 30 minutes as well, and that's for getting 5 headshots or so in the game. But that basically looks like an evil skull. So I think a lot of people are enjoying that. What else we got? Pick 13, the Pick 10 system from Black Ops 2, widely loved and for good reason. Brought it back, but this time it includes things like score streaks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, pretty much standard fare. It's very customizable. This is the most customizable a Call of Duty has ever been, and we love it for that. It's fantastic. I can't rave about it enough. Love it. It's great. The fact you can take no score streaks, get other stuff in your gun. You can not take a gun, just take a knife, and take all these kind of perks. Brilliant. Unbelievable. You can even take 2 exo abilities if you want to, which I thought was really cool of them to add in the wild cards. Don't take any grenades, take another exo ability instead. What else we got? Oh, right, speaking of kill streaks, one of the coolest, I just want to point this out, I'm going to point them all out. The coolest one is called the Goliath. It's basically you walk into a kind of a mech suit, put it on, and you start stomping around the map in this mech suit with a big cannon, and you can upgrade it. So that's awesome, and for the first time in this game, you can actually get some co-op kill streaks. So, like the bombing run, you can kind of jump into it and control another missile. So you get into the A10, you're looking down, you hit your trigger, and that's for somebody else. They've already called in their bombing run. You can offensively support it. You'll see it come up on the map when your teammate's got it. You just hammer that X, hold it down, and you jump into the A10, and you're in control of a missile. Yeah, so that's all. I mean, there's a few of them that do that, like defensively. Like, I think the Paladin, you can get in and control a few guns. But that's pretty cool. And there's one more thing about the kill streaks. The kill streaks are they've changed a lot in this game. You can modify your kill streaks. Like, if you want a UAV, but you're worried about not getting it because you keep dying, put support on, it'll stay through your deaths. Or for the first 10 seconds, it'll mark people on the map, kind of like a Blackbird would. Or all kinds, or it'll last a bit longer. Or it'll sweep across the map faster. But these cost more points, so it's harder to get them if you upgrade them. It's like 3 slots for each, so you can upgrade them to it costs loads of points. So you might not even get it, but you can make them better. So it turns what is like 13 kill streaks into like 300. It's really kind of interesting how it's like customizable score streaks, and that's amazing as well. We've also got like variable grenades, so you can take one set of grenades, but it does 3 things. Obviously, you have to change it around on your launcher and fire it off, but that's pretty awesome as well. I'm trying to get through this before this review ends. It is very, very different. Verticality is one of the things I want to mention here. The exo abilities add this whole new concept. Even with 3-lane maps, you're looking at 3-4 levels almost all the time. It makes for a very fast game. It makes you have to be reflexes on, and you have to kind of think about your angles a little bit more. Positioning is key on this game. Also, there are also the on-map kill streaks are back while I'm on kill streaks. So there are ones like one of the maps is a rail cannon. This is a railway track that kind of is above the map, and you can get on it. It's got a cannon on it. Other than that, we also have things like we have game modes. 2 new game modes. Uplink is a new game mode. Momentum is back. It used to be known as War. That's awesome. Uplink is kind of like you get a ball and you throw it into a satellite kind of hole. That's pretty awesome as well. So there's a lot to cover here because they've changed so much, and I think that in itself is a reason to go get this game. It's probably one of the best Call of Duties in a while. The game feels tight, it feels fast, it feels fresh, most importantly. And I actually love it so much, I'm probably going to go play it again now. I've been Brycey, thank you all so much for watching. I hope I got everything covered there for you guys. I will see you next time.